Welcome to This Is the Day with me, Bo Chansey, and
Johanna Beachy!
Right on!
Yes.
Yes, ma'am.
Bine veni!
What is that?
I'm happy to see you in Romanian.
Romanian.
Yeah.
I feel, okay, when you say that, I almost feel like it. Say it again.
Bine veni!
Okay, that sounds like Italian.
It does. It's very, yeah. Yeah.
I want to do it more like vampire. Biante.
It kind of makes it sound like the opposite of what it's saying, though.
I know, but if I'm
happy to see you. Bine veni.
Biniate bene.
Yeah.
I mean, like, if I'm, they want to suck that. Really glad to see you. That's honest when I think about Romania. I don't know why. It's
Yeah.
where I go.
Was like Count Dracula set there?
Well,
Or
it's
like
Transylvania.
thereabouts?
I think it's,
Yeah.
I don't know.
Yeah, I don't know where Transylvania translates currently location-wise.
But I feel like Romania is like it just makes me think of vampires.
Yeah.
Not in
Yeah.
a bad way.
No, in a cool way.
Yeah, like.
Like in a bine veni way.
Biniate bene. All right. Well, welcome
Anyway.
to This Is the Day, and we promise not to suck your blood.
No, yeah, we won't do that.
No. Oh.
You need it.
Keep it. Keep it. But we do promise that we have some encouraging things to share with you, some fun,
Yep.
some great news,
Yes.
some wonderful scripture, and some hopefully really encouraging conversation that will make you smile and do your heart some good.
Yeah.
Does that sound good?
Yep.
That
Sounds
sounds
good to me.
I like that game plan. So if you want, go ahead and share the show.
Click and a share.
If you don't, then I don't know what's wrong with you, but good luck with that.
Yeah.
Wouldn't it be funny if we just got really passive aggressive on everything?
I don't even know if I can. It's like
Oh.
against my nature to go passive aggressive. I'd have to work really hard.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I think you could do it.
I need someone to like train
You
me
just
in
get,
how
like-
to be passive aggressive.
Well, you just get kind of into that mode, and it goes pretty easily. But don't do it. No.
Yeah, I'm trying to think right now how would I say it in a passive aggressive way, and it just immediately reverts back to like being aggressive. Share the show.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Or don't.
Or don't.
Yeah. I mean, if you want to be a loser, it's fine. See how
Okay.
I've been a
that
preacher
was-
for a long time.
Yeah.
Yeah. No, don't do that. Don't be passive aggressive. Just share the show. if you want. It's a great day. May not be the day you wanted or the day you would have drawn up. I have no idea what's going to get thrown at you today, but this is the day.
It's the
So
day.
have a
It's
day.
here. Yeah.
Have a day.
It's the day you have, so you might as well have it. Celebrate it. It's the day.
And I can tell you this right now. God, please give me one person to share your love with. If that's a prayer you're willing to pray today, God, please give me one person to share your love with, then today is worth living.
Wow. Yes.
I guarantee you.
Yep.
His love will move through you to another human being, and that makes today worth living no matter what today throws at you.
That
do
is
this.
extremely true.
I think so. I think so.
Wow.
All right, so that's today.
Yes.
Got all that ahead of us.
Yep.
But I don't know about yesterday. What did you do last night?
Well, I did get a little trim. Trimmed my hair a little bit.
Eyebrows?
Yeah. Cleaned on the eyebrow. Yeah. No, I cut my hair off yesterday.
Looks great.
Yeah. Thanks.
Right on. Yeah, she came in. I did one of these. Oh, you got your hair cut. I didn't do that. That's always the worst.
It is.
Oh,
Like, oh wow.
wow.
Look at you.
You got
Wow,
got your hair cut there.
Looks different.
It's a new do. Like, shut it. I don't need this from you.
Yeah. No, I did get my hair cut.
No,
so-
can I mean, I don't want to be, I do my best not to make
Okay.
any of this weird, but you look saucy.
All right.
You
Cool.
feel good with
I'm
that?
Cool with that. Yeah. Yeah.
Saucy.
That works
like,
for me.
Yeah, you got a little bounce in the flow there, and yeah,
Yeah, I've got like some natural like wave and curl to my hair, so when it gets shorter, it starts like,
yeah.
yeah.
I know all about it.
I know our hair is much closer to the same length now.
Oh,
Yeah.
yeah, so you got a little,
It
get your
seemed like
hair
it was
did.
time.
Yeah,
Yep.
it's a good choice. Yeah, it's
And
fun.
I'm already gonna just start growing it.
And whoever
again.
did it did a great job.
Yeah, she
I
is
see-
pretty good. I've gone
get
to her
some
for a long
layers
time.
in there.
I almost never get my hair cut. It's literally been a year since the last time I got my hair cut. And then I come in and it's like crazy long, and I'll just tell her chop it all off.
But she does more than that.
Well, yeah, she spends time on it. She
Yeah.
and she's not like
like
straight across.
ponytail.
Yeah, no.
Okay,
not that.
see you next
No,
year.
She's good. She knows what she's doing. Yeah.
No, I can tell. I can tell. I like
Yeah.
hair. I don't know if that. Yeah, maybe I'm a little different or weird in that, but I do.
Like, do you feel in a different life you could have had a career as a hairstylist? Would you have enjoyed that?
I don't know that. Yeah, probably.
Okay.
Because there's a creative element to it.
Sure.
There's also like, what are people going for? There's a collaborative element
Yep.
to hair. You know, a lot of times, like, what are you going for here? How can we accomplish that?
Right. Yeah, that makes sense.
Yeah, and I like the whole process. Different things you can do with it, and ways to, you know, look the way you want to, frame your face. I don't know. I like all of it. Yeah.
Look at that. Maybe you still have a future career ahead of you.
No, I don't know that I could do it. I appreciate it and I enjoy it.
Yeah.
Enjoy it, like thinking about it and going, yeah, that works. It doesn't, whatever. Yeah.
When you get your hair cut, do you usually do the small talk, or or not? Like,
Well,
I'm always interested by that.
Yeah. So my stylist, she is she's amazing. She really does a great job, and so I've known her for, you know, I don't know, 8 or 9 years now, and so yeah, it's more than small talk.
Yeah.
Yeah, we catch up on life and
Nice. Okay.
you know, our worlds,
Cool.
and you know, she knows
Yeah.
Summer and Eliza and
I like
Ace
that.
and Inslee, and you know, I know her family, and actually her wedding, I did her wedding.
Wow. Okay.
And
Cool.
Inslee went with me to that, so it's a lot more than small talk.
Nice.
You know, we're actually having real life, real deal conversations.
Right. Like, there's an actual friendship there.
Yeah. Oh, for sure.
Yeah.
Yeah. And then I don't want to talk a whole lot about my hair. With her, a lot of times I'm like dealer's choice. You know, go
That
for it.
demonstrates a lot of trust.
Yeah, she's really great. Yeah. Great at it.
Yep.
So, yeah.
Cool. Yeah.
Look at us talking about hair.
There you go.
We can talk about clothes too.
And
whenever you
then
want.
I did come home and I went for a walk,
Okay.
which I always recommend. It was a beautiful day for a walk yesterday, lots of sunshine.
Gorgeous outside.
So I went on a walk on one of my favorite trails around a pond, and I think you're gonna appreciate this. There was an abnormal number of ducks out last night. There were everywhere.
I love the ducks.
I tried to snap a bunch of pictures. It was kind of hard to capture them. I did get one. I think you can see them in this picture.
Okay.
So this is the pond that I like to walk around.
Oh,
and you
yeah.
can't even see them all because they're kind of in the shadow. But so you see the ones that like swimming into the sunshine there.
I got 6 ducks.
There's like a whole bunch of them behind too in the like shadowed part of the pond. They were just all over the place.
What a great picture.
Yeah, thanks.
With your phone, right?
Yeah, with my phone.
That's amazing.
Yeah, I was like, I need to share this with everyone because I'm not familiar with like the duck world and their patterns and migration and all that sort of stuff. I'm like, I haven't seen any ducks there in a while. And then last night they were just all over the place. So
I love
Cool.
the ducks.
I like ducks.
I
Yeah,
would love that.
It made me happy to
I
see 'em.
really, I don't want to like own like a duck. I don't. It's like the whole idea of like owning birds that fly doesn't really appeal to
Yeah.
me. But I would love it if a couple of ducks would like hang out in my backyard seasonally, like they would in summer at my house.
Right.
And float around in my pond.
Yeah.
and
Yeah. Don't you
hang
have a
out.
water feature in your
Yeah.
backyard? Have you ever tried to like lure them
I
to
would-
hang out there?
You know, and the dogs, they
Like,
would
"This
all
is
be,
for
they would be
you."
friends with the ducks. Yeah, I got this whole like
Yeah.
thing I've imagined in my head how cool and fun that would be.
And then you could get a picture of the dogs with the ducks, because like the animal friends from different. Oh, that's the best.
That'd be great. I
Yeah.
would love it. Just
Yeah.
Or even if the way I kind of imagine it is the dogs really love the ducks, but the ducks are like, and won't give them the time of day.
Yeah.
And then just paddling around. The dog's like, hey, come on, let's play.
Yeah.
Nope. Duck's like, mm-mm.
That seems like infitting. Yeah, with what I know of dogs. I don't know about the ducks, but yes.
Yeah, well, I want my ducks to have well, they're not my ducks. I just want to be clear on that. I want the ducks that hang out at my house to have a little attitude.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, I want them to bring the duck noise. Get a little edge to my backyard. That's what I'm going for.
I think the ducks could bring that.
That's exactly. Yeah, we need
Yeah.
it.
I think it could happen. I
if you
hope
know
it'll
any
happen
ducks
for
who are
you.
looking for a good
place to
summer
hang
place
out.
to hang, I mean, we'd put some food out, whatever. And so the water feature does have a fountain
Oh,
too. And
okay.
I love to sometimes just stare out the window and wait because birds go
Yeah.
up there and it's like a bird bath.
Yeah.
And they hang out in there and man, it's like a bird shower because there's
Right.
some splash and
Yeah.
the birds are, I mean, they love
Just
it.
enjoying it.
Oh yeah, they get, and then the squirrels also doing a little bit. They're up there like, Like, look at that.
I like squirrels. They're hilarious.
Yeah. Yeah, I like the squirrels too.
Huh.
Yeah, so what were we talking about? What you did last night.
What I did last
You
night.
saw some ducks.
So, what did you do last night?
I don't talk about that. I don't. It's not even, in fact, I haven't even thought about it.
I mean, I'm comfortable with silence if you just want to sit here and not say anything.
I don't. I really. I fell asleep in my chair.
Hey, that sounds great.
I don't know. It's starting to upset me a little bit. Yeah, I was trying to hang out with Inslee and watch a show we enjoy together, and I wake up and she's gone.
She just left you there?
Yeah, she's sweet. And, I mean, she ought to be like, "Wake up, Dad. You said you'd hang out with me," but I'm like, I don't know what just happened. Really don't. I went for like a 5-mile walk yesterday.
Oh, nice.
Yeah. I was falling a little white ball. It was great outside.
It was really nice day to be outside.
It was fun.
Yep.
Yeah. Hung out, a guy I was playing with, never met before. I don't know, we're like 5 holes in when he goes, "Wait, I was at Easter at the Arena a couple years ago."
Wait, it took him that long to like connect the dots that was you who was speaking at that and that he was playing golf with?
Yeah. I'm like, "Oh, cool, did you have fun?" He was like, "Yeah, it was awesome. I can't wait."
Nice.
He's like, "I can't wait to tell my wife that, we hung out."
Yeah.
I'm like, "Cool, yeah."
Look at
so it was
that.
fun. Yeah, enjoyed that. And, yeah, it's good time.
And then a spontaneous nap.
Oh, well, yeah. Yeah, never should have sat down. I shouldn't have reclined. That was my mistake.
Yeah.
I don't want to talk about any of that. But what I do want to talk about is the verse of the day.
Yes.
YouVersion Bible app gives us a verse of the day, and they're, I mean, look, all of Scripture is God-breathed and useful for teaching, rebuking, correcting, and training in righteousness. It's so good. But I love getting a verse of the day to chew on, meditate, wrestle with, share with others, talk about. And so we encourage you to download the YouVersion Bible app and get the verse of the day. What I like to do too is, read it in the context. So we read and pray through the whole chapter. So today's from Ephesians chapter 6.
Okay.
And so I actually pray through Ephesians 6 every day and have for, I don't want to exaggerate, but probably at least 20 years. I think it's more like 25 plus years that, just about every single day. But I can say every day now for the last, however many years.
Well, Ephesians 6 is armor of God,
Armor
right?
of God, yeah.
Okay.
And so kind of getting ready for the day and the prep work there. So when I saw this from Ephesians 6, I was like, all right, here we go. Because I'd already prayed through the armor of God from Ephesians 6. But it's Ephesians 6:10.
Okay.
And so the verse says, "Finally be strong in the Lord and in his mighty power." And I'll finally be strong in the Lord and in his mighty power. All right, I got a lot I want to say, but what jumps out at you first?
Interesting, the first thing that jumps out was the word mighty.
Yeah, okay.
Because it almost seems like that could be viewed as repetitive. Like they're talking about power, and then they put the word mighty before it, like his mighty power. Like they can't emphasize enough how much power and might he has. That's the first thing that jumped out to me in that. I was noticing that, like, mighty power together. Yeah.
Yeah, mighty power doesn't need to flex.
No.
There's a difference there.
Yeah.
Like I tell people all the time, I work out a lot. And these muscles are for show. So I flex every chance I get. It is not impressive, but it's all I got. I'm like, they serve no functional purpose at all. But I've been around like really strong people.
Right.
They're not standing in front of mirrors
they don't
going,
need to. Yep. No, you just know that they are.
They're strong.
Yeah.
Like real strong.
Yeah. That's true. That's what it's like with God.
Yeah, mighty power doesn't have to flex.
Yeah.
Yeah, if it's a bit of facade, if it's a little phony, if it's for show, then
Right.
that's different than really, truly mighty power.
Right. Yeah.
Yeah, I love that about God. He doesn't have, I don't think he has to flex.
No.
All right, so the word that jumped out at me, so this is a verse I have memorized, finally be strong in the Lord and in his mighty power. But I really got hung up on the finally today. And I was like, well, wait, I know Ephesians 6, and I prayed through this, and I know, like the very next verse, verse 11, is like, put on the full armor of God, therefore to take your stand against the devil's schemes, and then it goes through the pieces of
the armor. Yeah.
And I was like, well, wait a minute, what's the finally?
Right, so finally would give you a clue, like, well, finally what? Because what did it say before, right?
Right, so I see that word finally there, and I mean, you can certainly chew on the, his mighty power, be strong in the Lord, not in your own ability or own strength, and his mighty power. And then again, that's the beautiful thing about like all that, just this one little verse is you can hold on to that and go, all right, I don't have anything to prove. I don't have to dominate anybody. I don't have to win. I don't have to, oppress or step on, or I am strong in the Lord and in his mighty power. So I can just be.
Right.
Really freeing there. Lovely, great stuff. But the finally is what I was like, okay, so.
Okay.
All right, Ephesians 6, the end of Ephesians 5, verse 21 says, submit to one another out of reverence for Christ. Then the next verse is, wives, submit to your husbands. And then husbands, love your wives.
Yep.
And then children, obey your parents. Parents, don't exasperate your children.
Right.
Slaves, obey your earthly masters. Masters, provide and take care of your slaves. Finally, be strong in the Lord.
Wow.
And in his mighty power.
Okay, there's a lot before that word.
Yeah. So the whole thing is, in Ephesians 5, be very careful then how you live, not as unwise, but as wise, making the most of every opportunity because the days are evil. Therefore, do not be foolish, but understand what the Lord's will is. Do not get drunk on wine, which leads to debauchery. Instead, be filled with the Spirit. Speak to one another with psalms, hymns, and spiritual songs. Sing and make music in your heart, giving thanks to God the Father for everything in the name of our Lord Jesus Christ. Submit to one another out of reverence for Christ. Wives, submit to your husbands. Husbands, love your wives. Children, obey your parents. Parents, don't exasperate your children. Slaves, obey your masters. Masters, take care of your slaves.
Yeah.
How are we going to do that? We're going to be strong in the Lord and in his mighty power.
Wow.
We're going to put on the full armor of God so we can take our stand against the devil's schemes. So the devil's going to come in there and be like, what? Don't submit to one another. Win, control, dominate one another. Don't speak to one another with psalms, hymns, and spiritual songs. Belittle, diminish, argue, fight, divide.
Right.
Don't, kids, don't obey your parents. They're morons. Husbands, don't put your wife's needs ahead of your own and love like Jesus does and die to self and be sacrificial and giving. Slaves, get by with as little as you possibly can. Masters, oppress your slaves and take advantage of them. That's the devil's schemes. He's sowing all those seeds of doubt they just get in there so fast.
Right.
So that's why I put on the full armor of God every day. It's because I know my propensity to fall into the pattern of this world and those schemes.
Wow. There's so much there.
Yeah.
I feel like it's almost like here's what you should do, really specifically. Here's what all of us should do in our relationship with each other. And then it shifts into this, like, here's how you will be able to do this. Like, without his mighty power, without the armor of God, all that stuff beforehand. You can't do that in your own power.
Right. So not only this is what we should do, this is what we can do.
Right.
But not in our own power.
Yeah, no.
Because what we can do is we can look at it and go, I can't do all that. Well, okay. Not on your own power, but in his mighty power.
Right.
You can, and you get to.
Yeah.
So that's the thing, like God's commands, we may look at all those and go, oh God, come on.
Right.
And he's like, yeah, come on. I'm giving it to you.
Yeah.
Here's my power. Verse of the day.
Verse of the day.
There you go. Share that with somebody. It's good stuff. Love that.
Yep.
All right.
You version.
Yeah, now I got something, the old closet calendar.
Yep.
Page a day. Yeah, bring it to
You never
the
know.
light of the world and share it on this show. And it's a quote. I've never even heard of this person. Maybe you have.
I do like quotes.
Yeah, okay.
Okay.
It's never too late to be what you might have been. And that's a quote by George Eliot. Never too late
Okay.
to be what you might have been.
Well, I do know George Eliot. Interestingly, it's actually a woman. She's an English author.
George Eliot?
George Eliot, yeah. She wrote under a guy's name. I guess she was like, she thought it more likely she'd get published or something like that at the time. I think she wrote in like the 1800s.
Well, then that would make sense. Yeah,
Yes.
A lot of that going on.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I do know her. It's kind of funny. I feel like this is like something you would read on like a cheesy poster.
Like a Motivation Monday?
I know. Yeah. Too bad it wasn't a Monday. Yeah. So I'm like, it's interesting. Like, I didn't know she said that. I've read some of her books. I've never read that before. But all right, I guess if she said it.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah, I think
Wait, what is it? Never too late to
be what you might have been.
What you might have been. I feel like maybe it's speaking to you, and it's never too late to be a hairstylist, Bo. What you might have been.
Yeah. Or you're trying to get rid of me?
Well,
I kind of like this other
sounds...
thing I'm doing. Well, I mean, my thing is, look, it's just too easy to pick apart. I don't have the full context of the quote, and certainly understand the sentiment. Like,
sure.
You know, hey, whatever, you know, you might. But like, I might have been an Olympic athlete, but it's too late for that.
Right.
I mean, that's just reality.
Uh-huh.
I mean, I don't. What, curling? Maybe I could. Sweep.
Wait, is curling that thing where you have like a broom and you have the things you're like pushing across the?
I'm trying to think of something like maybe.
Yeah, I'm trying to think of what could I have been an Olympic athlete in?
It's too late.
You know.
It's too late.
It's never too late.
It's too late. I'm telling you, it's too late.
I don't know if there was ever a potential I was going to be an Olympic athlete.
That's what I mean. Like, it feels like with like Olympic athletes, if you're not like in the system by age 6.
Oh yeah. Yeah.
It's
with
too
something.
late.
I don't know.
It's never too late to be what you might have been.
Never too late to be who you might have been. Maybe. I don't know, George Eliot. I don't know.
Yeah.
No.
I don't know. I will say the sentiment of, let's apply it to your relationship with God. Like whatever He's doing in you, press into that, go for it. And you may have missed the mark and missed out on some steps of faith along the way. Well, let's take the next step of faith. Can't go back and do that, but step into whatever's next.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's true. Like, don't be like, oh, it's too late to grow or develop or take next steps. Like, it's never too late for that. That is true.
Yeah.
Good way to bring it back.
This is the day.
Yep.
So whatever the next step is, take the next step. It's not too late for that.
Yeah.
Yeah. His mercies are new every day.
That is true.
Okay, and then in our kitchen, we have another calendar that gives us a national day to celebrate. It's on the fridge. A quick update, still no microwave.
No microwave?
Yeah, I haven't done anything with that space. We really want to do something special with the microwave space, and so we're taking suggestions.
Plants? Plants are always liven up any room.
Would
there be enough sunlight there?
Only if they are alive.
Yes.
Okay, so I did think, and neither the sumptuous or I can keep any plant alive.
Well,
me because I have no desire, and her because she's the angel of death. What? I love her. No.
Okay, so no to plants.
No, I don't. Yeah, I don't think so. And then you don't really. The fake plant thing isn't really our game at all. That's a little,
I mean, there's some you can find that look very real.
We can kill a cactus.
Yeah.
It's
might
not.
not want to do that
yeah,
then.
I don't know. So anyway.
Yeah.
Sorry.
All right. Well, that was my suggestion.
Right. Yeah, I got the space.
Yeah.
And I'm like, I can't believe this, but I don't want one. The microwave.
Okay.
I think I'm out.
All right. Well, my only suggestion was the plants, but if you have a suggestion for what Bo should do with that space, you should just throw it in the chat there and let us know what he should do.
Maybe like a little shrine. No.
So, I don't know about that. If you have ideas, share.
It's a diorama box. Make it seasonal. Little squirrels that we put in there dressed up for Thanksgiving.
I don't know if the diorama is what you use, but you did just make me think maybe you could like start claymation movie, like, you know, create a little space where you
like a curtain you open.
Uh-huh. Yeah, claymation theater.
I don't know, now I'm kind of fixated on like creating a 2-tier or 3 diorama space for every season of the year. Okay. All right, I don't know.
Anyway,
there's a calendar on the fridge that gives us a national day to celebrate. We've not talked about this, so I have no idea what your thoughts are, but today's National Coconut Day.
Ooh.
Okay. I like that response.
Yes.
You don't always get that when you bring up coconut.
No, I like coconut. Okay. I'm a fan.
Yeah.
Uh-huh.
I do too. I'm a big fan.
It's a good flavor.
I love coconut.
Have you ever had like fresh coconut where they like cut it right open and you can have the coconut milk?
Like I've had it where I've cut it right open.
Nice.
Yeah, and then cut the coconut out.
Yeah. Like with a machete?
I didn't have a machete, but
That's just how I've seen it done.
I've seen it done that way, yeah. No, well, that may be fresher than me, because mine's like go get the coconut from the store that is the brown furry thing, you know, that looks like a bowling ball.
Yeah.
And I know like coconuts have another layer around them, like green, where they peel.
Yes.
Right?
Yeah. I mean, that could be really fresh. I don't know how fresh they are from the store. Yeah. No, I'm talking like you're at a tropical beach where they have the trees. They pluck a coconut and they just with their machete and open it right up and give it to you.
It's good.
So good.
Yeah, the sumpstress doesn't like coconut. No coconut.
It seems like it's you're a coconut person or you're not at all, and very like no to it is what I've So I'm a fan of coconut.
Me too. She doesn't like because of the texture.
Oh.
Yeah, I'm curious. You guys, you like the coconut? You down with it?
Yeah.
If not, what's your problem?
Yeah. Yeah.
We want to know.
You can do so many good things with it, though. Like, it can be added to a lot of stuff. It's good flavoring. Coconut cake is actually really good.
All right, so I have a question. Right here
Okay.
we have the Mounds candy,
Uh-huh.
which is, okay, so with
Yeah.
coconut,
So,
dark chocolate. You don't have to eat that, but I'm gonna give it to you.
this
So-
is the way to go.
I've taken
Yeah.
a passionate stance on a few things in my life.
Yes.
Okay, so
A few things.
I like the Mounds because I like dark chocolate with my coconut, and I prefer
Same.
dark chocolate. I know.
Absolutely, dark chocolate is the way to go.
Well, yeah.
Yes.
You sold a candy bar, a chocolate bar for what, $70?
75.
75.
Yep.
But after I had
Russell, it's coming. I haven't actually sent it to him yet, but it is yours, Russell. Don't you worry.
Okay. All I know
Yes.
is we had a verbal contract
Yep.
for $20,
Yes.
and you sold it for 70.
Yeah. I think international bidding law supersedes. But yes.
However you want to justify that, that's fine. But anyway, I like the dark chocolate with the coconut. However, sometimes you feel like a nut, sometimes you don't. So Almond Joy has nuts.
Right.
Mounds don't.
Yes.
That was by the way, that was their marketing campaign in the 80s.
Very matter of fact.
Right. Sometimes you
Yep.
feel like a nut,
Sometimes you don't.
sometimes you don't. Almond Joy has nuts. Mounds
Don't.
don't. Now I've had a strong feeling like
Yeah.
if Mounds had a nut in it, had an almond in it, this would be what I would buy.
Okay.
Because I always feel like a nut, but I prefer dark chocolate. Mounds
Interesting.
has milk chocolate.
Okay. That's true. Yeah.
Can I tell you a quick story?
Yeah. Tell me.
So the ad campaign for that particular commercial, when it came out, it was a groom carrying a bride. I don't remember exactly why, but he's carrying a
Okay.
bride like over the throat.
I was not expecting you to say that.
That was the ad.
Oh,
Some
okay.
people, they'll remember it right now. Sometimes you
Yeah.
feel like a nut, sometimes you don't.
Yeah.
Almond Joy is nuts, Mounds don't. It was a little jingle.
And it was a guy carrying his bride.
Guy carrying his bride.
Okay.
The guy carrying the bride is the actor Ted Shackelford. Okay, I'm giving you more. Ted
Okay.
Shackelford
Uh-huh.
he was one of the Ewings on Dallas, like one of the brothers, TV show Dallas.
Okay.
And then there was a spin-off of Dallas called Knots Landing, where he was the star
I think I've heard of that one.
of Knots Landing.
Okay.
Ted Shackelford played, he was the star of Knots Landing. Well, Ted Shackelford is my dad's cousin.
What?
Right.
So you're related to
Ted
a
Shackelford.
star of the Mounds
Almond Joy commercial.
advertisements.
Iconic ad. It's an iconic ad. Yeah.
Wow. Okay.
People will know it. It's an iconic ad with the jingle.
And you have
I'm-
a family connection.
I'm related. Okay, the end of the story is this. One day, Sandy Collins, who works on staff here,
Yep.
and my assistant, and now heads up HR, she says to me, "You know who you look like right now?" And I said, "Who?" And she goes, "That actor from Knots Landing."
Nuh-uh.
Yeah, true story. And I said, "Are you messing with me right now?" And she goes, "What are you talking about?" I said, "Are you talking about Ted Shackelford?" She goes, "That's him." How'd
She
you know?
really didn't know?
Yeah, she goes, "How'd you know that?" I go, "It was my dad's cousin."
What?
She said she had never heard that before.
Okay,
that we
I'm
were
gonna have to
related.
go check a picture of him because I don't know the name. I might recognize what he looks like, but now I'm curious to
Yeah,
see if there's a
do.
family resemblance.
There definitely is. Yeah.
Okay.
I mean,
All
to some
right.
degree. I don't know that I look whatever, but
But I still don't understand, sorry, to go back. I don't understand why there was a guy carrying a bride in the advertisement. Like, did that become clear as you watched it? Like, maybe I could find YouTube footage of this old
yeah, we can
commercial
find
and
that.
research
I
it.
think he drops her, and I don't remember exactly. I was a kid.
Like drops her for the candy?
yeah, I think something like that. Yeah.
Oh, okay. Right, I see what they might have done
I
there.
always, yeah.
Yeah.
So I mean, I don't know.
Yeah.
Mounds, can we throw an almond in there? Let's go.
I mean, to be honest, whenever I get the Almond Joy, I used to pick the almond off and eat it, the candy without it.
Well, you should just get Mounds.
Yeah, exactly, I know. You can get it without it on.
And here's the great thing about this is the day. Believe it or not, I've actually, off camera, had multiple rants
Okay.
about how I wish Mounds had almonds. And so our producer, Eric Vines, I didn't know he was doing this today. He put the Mounds up here and gave me a bag of
And
almonds.
that.
So
Eric's on top of that.
he's a sweetheart.
But I mean, if you think it should have the almonds, why don't you just get the Almond Joy?
Because I want the Mound, I want the dark chocolate. What do you
All right.
what do you not
All right,
understand?
All right, I forgot the dark chocolate piece in it, yes. The dark chocolate does make it better.
It makes, I know.
Yeah.
It does. Okay, it's World Coconut Day.
Coconut Day.
Yeah.
Eat some mounds.
It's also Wednesday.
It is also Wednesday.
Yeah. And on Mondays, we already covered this. We have some really bad motivational
But very motivational.
I don't know.
Sometimes.
Tuesday, we get tips.
Yep. Tuesday tips.
Drew, yeah.
Hopefully
Crispy
helpful.
tips. I don't know.
Yeah.
Okay. But on Wednesday,
Yes.
we get Wednesday Wonder.
Yes.
And it's always wonderful.
Uh-huh.
Never a doubt. So
Yep.
make it wonderful.
All right. I saw something last week that filled me with wonder and all the people around me. And so I feel like it's only fair that I share it with you because I was at a friend's house, well, actually at her friend's house. We were leaving a book club. And we were exiting her screened-in porch. And right there on the railing as we were leaving was a huge, gigantic praying mantis. It was like, you could fit it right here. I mean, I don't have very big hands, but it was like this big, huge praying mantis. And we all just stopped and we were staring at this insect and it was like fascinating. And we got a jar that we could put it in so she could show her kids the next day. And I realized like praying mantises are so cool to look at. So I thought I would share some praying mantis pictures with you guys. Now, there's like facts that are interesting about them. So they can actually rotate their head 180 degrees, which is like a full half circle. So that's kind of cool. And they all have like those huge bulging eyes on either side, so they have two eyes, but they only have one nostril. And it's on their belly.
Okay.
Isn't that crazy? So they have these huge eyes, but they have only one nostril, and it's on, or no, sorry, one ear is what it is. It's not a nostril, it's not for smell. It's one ear, and it's on their belly. So that's how they hear things, sound and stuff, like the vibrations from their belly.
I'm sorry, can you repeat that?
Yes, that's basically what a praying mantis would do. Yeah. So they're so fascinating and interesting. There's like over 2,000 species of praying mantises. They're actually not native to North America. So usually when we see them up here, they're like an exotic species that has migrated or come from different places, but there's like thousands of them, and they're all different shapes and varieties. So I didn't realize this until I went on and was like, well, let me just check out what pictures are available. Apparently, they're like very popular models in the insect world. So like, I was confused if it's macro or micro photography when it's like tiny detail photography. Micro.
I would think.
So micro photographers, like nature photographers, love taking pictures of praying mantises, and there's some like award-winning ones because they're just so cool the closer you get. So this first picture that I'm gonna share with you, this is very, like it's a classic looking one. This is very close to the one that we saw when we were leaving her porch last week. So typical looking, like pretty cool. But then if you think this is all that praying mantises look like, oh no. This one looks like a butterfly. It also, I'm not sure why they do this, but there were a bunch of them like this, and it makes me think that they're doing like the YMCA dance a little bit.
Hear,
like,
hey!
Yeah, I mean, he just looks so happy. Like he's like, woo, ready to go.
Welcome
so there's like
to
butterfly.
This is the day.
Oh man, he should be the welcome.
I think that guy, if Drew Chris was a praying mantis.
It would be him.
That's him.
That is true. Yep. That's a happy looking guy.
Looks like he got a little bow tie on too.
I just like the like almost butterfly looking wings. I didn't even notice the bow tie.
Yeah, he likes to party.
Look
but,
at
you know,
him.
He's formal.
I know.
Yeah.
Okay, and then it gets even more different and detailed.
Ooh.
This is a praying mantis. Never would have thought it. This is called a spiny flower praying mantis because they're tiny. So praying mantises can range from like 1/2 inch to 6 inches long. And this one is one of the really, really small ones. So it's like less than 1 inch long, and they call it a spiny flower. So there you go. And there's ones that are disguised to look like plants. So this one right here, you would think that this is called an orchid praying mantis.
Sure.
You would think it was a flower, but that right there is a praying mantis bug. I mean, if that were sitting amongst some flowers, I would not be able to tell it apart. So they're masters at camouflage. They can look like leaves or plants, like green stuff, or they can look like flowers. Now, the last picture is my all-time favorite. This one won awards, this picture right here, because it looks like he's riding a bicycle.
Oh, like a motorcycle.
Yes.
Yeah.
Like he's like a biker praying mantis. He's just sitting on 2 ferns. It's like the curled, like the fiddlehead before ferns developed. But yeah, this like nature photographer snapped a few pictures of this, and I just love it. I think this is so creative and interesting. Look at that guy. He's like cruising away on his bicycle. So there you go. Praying mantis photography, because they're pretty cool looking.
It's pretty rad.
Yeah.
That's pretty wonderful. That was better than I thought it would be.
Okay, there you go. Good.
Yeah, I felt, I
Good.
mean, I saw like on the cue sheet praying mantis, and I was like, really, Johanna? Like, I mean, because I only knew one thing about the praying mantis.
Yeah, it's what they're known for.
Yeah, that sometimes after they mate, the female murders the male.
The females behead the males. Sometimes,
See, yeah,
not every time.
You had to go and make it even more morbid.
Yeah,
Like,
they have a reputation.
I mean, I had that thought where I was like, really, yeah, just feed into your.
But there's so much more to them than you ever knew.
That's pretty cool.
So many cool facts.
So I'm assuming what the camouflage is, like, because they're predators, right? They eat bugs.
Yeah, they're carnivores, so they eat other bugs. Yeah, and it might be like a protective thing too, so that they don't get like snatched by birds or stuff like that, because it would be hard to find them when they're like blended in with flowers and plants like that.
Yeah.
Yeah, they're pretty cool. Praying mantises.
I do just want to go on record and say that I don't support the placing of a praying mantis in a jar.
Yeah.
That feels like a zoo to me.
Well,
and I'm not down with it.
I hear you there.
Take a picture, get a video, show the kids later. But hey,
I mean, they were going to set it free afterwards, but
I just think about that praying mantis. How long in the jar? I mean, what's the lifespan of a praying? I mean, that could be like a 30-year sentence.
Yeah, it's true. The lifespan of a praying mantis is about a year.
Yeah.
So spending a day in a jar is like a few years in jail, probably.
See, I think about things like this. I don't propose to know the mind of a praying mantis, but I don't want to project my own stuff.
Yeah, but you don't want to place them in captivity.
Just in case.
I get it.
Just in case.
Yeah.
I like freedom. All right. Well, that's cool. You know what else is cool?
The union leader.
Premier paper of the people.
Top notch.
I don't know how he does it. Mark Hayward has another front page article. I think this is at least 3 days in a row.
Wow. He's on a roll.
He's got to be running out of steam at some point. I mean,
I don't know if he does, you know?
I think maybe Mark Hayward is actually the name for a conglomerate of writers. And, you know, it's like...
There's like a group of 20 people that all write under the name Mark Hayward.
Yeah.
The Mark Hayward group.
It's got to be something, because, I mean, he just keeps bringing it.
Yeah.
You want to hear the small prayer? Front page.
Yes, I sure do.
Union leader, every day, small prayer. Bottom right corner. You're going to love this. Okay. May our hearts experience your awesome peace, Lord, through your word. Amen. Isn't that cool?
Yes.
I can pray that. May our hearts experience your awesome peace through your word. Amen.
There's so many things in there.
I know.
Our hearts can experience his awesome peace, like that's possible, first and foremost. That's a really good thing to remember. Yep. And through his word, like I experience his peace when there's little bit times where like I was stressed or anxious or worried and stuff, and when I just sit down and I open the Bible and I read it, it literally could be like in Leviticus. Just reading his word, it does fill you with peace.
Yeah, and another way to think about his word too is, yes, the scriptures. God has prepared them and preserved them and presented them to us in a way that is accessible, and he is speaking through them. It's a living word, but also his word is his story.
Yeah, that's true.
His gospel, the message of his love for us, that he so loved us, that he would send his son Jesus, that he came for us, that he's made a way for us to be with him. And so it can be discovered through the reading of scripture, but also just knowing who he is, that his word is his story and who he is.
And Jesus himself.
It's an awesome piece there.
Wow.
The best is yet to come, and has eternity in store for us.
There's small prayers.
Lots of good stuff there.
Union leader.
Yeah. Before I get to the flavor section, which I will, I wanted to discuss this.
Okay.
I took a gander at the obituaries, which we don't really, this first time on this day we've kind of mentioned anything from the obituaries. But I noticed this one. Joe Ruby, who co-created Scooby-Doo, passed away at 87.
Wow.
The co-creator of Scooby-Doo. Look out, Scoob.
Joe Ruby.
Zoinks, like, no way.
He has quite a legacy. I've never actually seen
That's what I wanted to know. If you ever
I've
got
never.
into the Scooby-Doo?
I know what it is. Like I think I can picture the correct people, and Scooby-Doo himself is a dog.
Scooby-Doo.
Yes.
Where are you?
Yeah, no, I've never watched it though.
You got a little Scrappy-Doo vibe going.
Okay.
Yeah. For sure.
Wow, but I mean, I know what it is, and clearly he created something that is gonna be known.
No doubt about it.
Wow.
Anyway, yeah, I love me some Scooby-Doo. Great. The Mystery Machine, Fred, Velma. Shaggy, Scooby, Daphne. I got them all. And
Good job.
Old Man Withers down by the amusement park.
Old Man Withers.
Yeah.
I think I've
Anyway,
heard
it
that
doesn't
before.
matter. Flavors page. It's Wednesday. They tell us how to cook
got
something. They're into the
food.
Instapot right
Oh,
now.
I have an Instapot.
Yeah, of course you do.
Yeah.
Yeah, we all do.
I've only used it like once, but someone gave it to me.
Yeah, yeah.
It's one of those things that I feel like I should use it more than I do,
Well,
but
you can take the flavors section with you. There's a recipe in here for tangy Instapot chicken, which is barbecue chicken with some rice. Yeah, I don't know.
all right.
We have the
Yeah.
I just thought, I don't know. It felt like a lot. It's faster, but a lot of
Yeah.
work to me. I don't
Yeah,
know.
you got to prep a lot of food, know exactly what you're putting in there.
Yeah.
It's true.
Yeah. All right. So
Yeah.
whatever. Instapot. I don't know. I don't know
Well,
about that.
if you need Instapot recipes, grab the Union Leader.
Yeah, they got some in there.
Yep.
And then there's this other article that just gives us fits.
Not an article.
Well, you say that.
Yeah.
I don't know. Family Circus.
Right.
All right. Mr. Whiny Pants is back. Just sitting there, not moving, not taking any action, not doing anything about the problems in his life, just yelling for mom. My ice cubes wore out. My ice cubes wore out. Mom, mom, my ice cubes wore out. I mean, this is everything that's wrong with our world today. Everything is right here in this article. Mom, my ice cubes wore out. Listen, fella, you know what? I mean, 100 years ago, you didn't have ice cubes in your house. I mean, that was a luxury item to get the ice cubes. And now they've melted in your glass, and you got access to them right there. You're not getting out of your chair, walking over and getting some more ice cubes, or just being grateful that now your beverage is cool or cold. You're just sitting there whining about something that, you know, in the not too distant past was a total luxury item, and calling for mom. I mean, this he's never moving out of the basement when he's older. I don't even know what to do with that.
Okay, I'm going to offer two alternate explanations.
Fine.
For another potential thing that could be happening here. So it's possible that he's just enjoying a drink and the ice cubes did melt or wore out, as he phrased it.
I'm not even sure that's proper English.
It may
either,
not be,
by
it's
the
true.
way.
He's probably still learning. The reason he did not get up, it could be in his house that he is not allowed to use the ice cube machine on the fridge because there have been ice cubes all over the kitchen floor from improper usage. And it may be that this young gentleman is following the rules of the household and pointing out, like, hey, I don't have any more ice cubes, I need some more, but he has to ask permission before he gets up and gets them. So that's one possibility. The other possibility is this is actually a still shot of a science experiment that they're
I
doing.
knew you were going to say that.
You know, about water and its properties and all that sort of stuff. And he was tasked with observing how long it took the ice to wear out or melt. So
Listen.
that's also possible.
Listen, I know your parents. Okay?
Yes.
And they are amazing people that have produced
true.
offspring that is changing the world. Okay,
Yeah.
facts.
Yeah.
But they're weird. Okay, nobody's doing science experiments with their kids at home. It doesn't happen.
We did.
Okay.
We did an embryology project where we hacked kitchens in our chickens in our kitchen. Kitchens in our chicken.
Stop it. You've said too much.
Yep. It was good.
Here's a cool headline. Back page. Pilot encounters man in jetpack at 3,000 feet. How do you think that went? What's up?
What?
Me. I'm what's up.
I want that to be me. I want to try out a jetpack. Wow.
Man, I don't even
I
want
wouldn't
to
want
be
to
the
get that close
pilot.
to a plane, though.
This is kind of wild.
Ooh.
I guess I didn't really understand that jetpacks were actually a
Apparently.
thing.
Yeah. I bet there's laws around it, though. Like, I don't know that he
has
was
to
supposed
be.
to be doing that.
I don't know.
Yeah.
That was interesting.
So cool, though.
Okay. Do a little Everyday with Jesus.
Yes.
Daily devotion in 140 characters or less. Our thought for the day says, it is impossible to reflect the glory of God when our faces are veiled with selfishness. Remove all that overshadows the light of Jesus. And then the verse is 2 Corinthians 3:18. And we who with unveiled faces all reflect the Lord's glory are being transformed into his likeness with ever increasing glory, which comes from the Lord who is the Spirit. Got any thoughts on that, bad boy?
I keep thinking about the like veiled and unveiled faces and this idea of how like our selfishness and our stuff, our junk, can literally veil who God is in us.
Mm-hmm.
And that when we walk about with unveiled faces, it's like letting go of all that, getting rid of that, so that people can see who God is.
Yeah.
Wow. Yeah, I was like really caught on the veiled faces and how unveiled, it's not like people can see us more clearly. They can see God more
His
clearly.
glory.
His glory.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
Yeah, and because that's the veil of selfishness. So what I wrote there, about that thought was this veil of selfishness, which is easily reinforced and tolerated and enhanced, and that if that veil is there, then we're covering up God's glory as opposed to dying to self and wanting what he wants and allowing his glory to be seen.
Yeah. Wow.
It's pretty cool. All right. You know what we haven't done in a while?
What?
Little JoJo's Boom Boom Book Review.
I'm ready.
JoJo's Boom Boom Book Review.
There it is.
I always wanted to just keep going. I like it.
I know. Just
Good.
put it on loop.
I know. It would be a good idea.
Okay.
Okay.
All right, what do you got?
3 books I got for you guys today. The first one, which is a library book, so I don't have it on me, it's a kid's book that I absolutely loved. I would highly recommend it, probably especially for elementary age around there. It's called The Green Bicycle, and it is by Haifa Al-Mansour. She is a Saudi Arabian film director who wrote a book. And it's like a kid's coming-of-age story. It's about an 11-year-old named Wajida, and she's in Riyadh, Saudi Arabia. And it's all about this bicycle that she said. It was so beautiful and well written, and I would really recommend it. It's a great book for kids, The Green Bicycle. So you can probably find it at your library or order it if you want to get it for a kid. I loved that one. The other one that I'm going to recommend is a book that someone gave me, and I was recently recommending this to someone else, and then another person was like, hey, I think I'm going to do a book study on this, like all at the same time. So I'm like, look at that. This is a shepherd's look at Psalm 23, and it's written by this guy, Philip Keller, who actually worked as a shepherd, like actually taking care of sheep. And so he wrote this little book, like digging into Psalm 23, which is, very well-known psalm, and it just is looking at the perspective of God caring for us like a shepherd and what that really means, and it's written in a very practical way because he did that actual work. So this was a really refreshing book, and I really enjoyed it. It's just a cool way to kind of experience Psalm 23, which you may have read before, and look more at what God was saying in there. So I would recommend this. And then my last recommendation is a fiction book that people have been recommending to me for years, and I just never got around to reading it. I finally did, and it was so good. I have to recommend it to you guys. It is a man called Uwe. Uwe.
Is it Uwe or Uwe?
Uwe,
It is Uwe?
apparently.
Okay.
Eric and I were checking. I think that's the correct pronunciation. Uwe. I had to check. So this is a Swedish book.
Yeah, I've been saying Uwe. Yeah.
No, it's Uwe,
Okay.
apparently.
Uwe. Yeah.
So it's a book written by a guy in Sweden, and it's translated into English, bestseller, really popular. So the reason that I love this book so much, first of all, he's a great writer, uses humor really wonderfully to talk about real hard things and share people's stories. But this book is such a good reminder, which I feel like we all need all the time, but especially right now, to take a closer look at people. And just take a closer look and how people are more than your first impression of them, and how every single person that you encounter has a story and is worth hearing about and has value. So anyway, this book reminded me of that, and I would recommend it to you guys, A Man Called Uwe.
And their story is not the story I made up for them while I was people watching.
Yes, no, it's not. It's not. Everyone has a story.
It's far better.
Take a closer look at people.
Yeah.
Anyway, there you go. 3 book recommendations for today.
Yeah.
Yep.
Love it. That's kind of the premise of, Drew mentioned this show, Cobra Kai,
Yeah.
which takes the Karate Kid from the 80s
Yes.
and then, comes to the fore,
Yeah.
same actors, the whole deal. But it's giving you everybody's story. And so you see why people, may have behaved the way they behaved in the original movie, and then the things that have happened to them and their perspective of what was going on. And I'm in that whole thought process.
Yeah.
you know, of
Yeah.
understanding that is so good. You get multiple perspectives.
Yeah.
Kind of fun.
That's cool.
Yeah.
That's a neat idea.
Yeah.
It's good to remember.
Cool.
Yeah.
Thanks for the Boom Boom book review. All right. Want to do a little Trivial Pursuit?
Yes, indeed.
Okay.
'Kay.
So the way this works is it's dealer's choice. We have the original 1981 edition of the classic board game, Trivial Pursuit, also the 40th anniversary. So we have old cards, new cards, and you drew from the old.
The old
Did you draw from the middle or from the end?
from the end.
Yeah, because we may have had that card before. I don't know. I'll let you know. You want me to let you know?
What is the capital of East Germany?
We've not had this
Okay.
card before.
We're good? Okay.
Yeah.
Just checking,
Yeah.
because I could always redraw.
Okay.
Okay.
So, wow, East Germany said it is an old card.
Yeah.
It was while the wall was still there.
That's
okay.
right.
So we invite you to play along.
Yes.
6 questions. Make a guess at all 6. If you get all 6 right, we'll send you a congratulatory fun dip in the mail. I'm going to make a guess. You make a guess.
Yep.
Let's go. All right.
Try your best.
Yeah. So let's start.
Okay. Blue.
Blue, geography.
What's the capital of East Germany?
East Germany. Well, I don't know.
Uh-huh.
I wish it did. So my guess is going to be the obvious guess.
'Kay.
And I'm going to say Berlin.
They want it more specific.
East Berlin?
Da-ding!
Okay.
Yes.
Thank you for that. That is how the game works. If I give a partial answer and you want more specific,
Be more specific.
Yes.
Yes. So, okay.
don't just say no. Like,
Yeah, no, I mean, because it was partially correct. I just needed more
East Berlin.
information.
Okay.
Yes. East Berlin.
all right, let's
capital
go.
of East
1
Germany.
for 1.
Pink.
Pink, entertainment.
What comedian opened his routines by saying, "My name is Jose Jimenez"?
I don't know who this is. We may have had this card before.
Uh-oh.
Yeah. We have. I'm getting a no. We have. I think we have.
Do we need to redraw?
What's the next question?
How many days after John F. Kennedy's assassination was Lee Harvey
we've had this.
Oswald?
Yeah, put
Okay,
that aside.
okay.
Draw from the middle of the deck.
That was just a practice round.
All right, here we go.
Okay.
Starting over.
Okay.
That was just to get you warmed up.
Ooh.
All right, here we go.
Blue.
Blue, geography.
What's the most populous country in Africa?
Okay. The most populous
I
country.
did know that.
You did know it?
Uh-huh. I wondered if it had changed to what currently is, but it hasn't. I just gave you a clue.
Okay. That's interesting. So I would think it would need to be fairly large geographically as well. In Africa.
Yep.
Wow.
Most populous country.
Okay, Egypt's in Africa, right?
It is.
That makes, because I feel like there's a lot of people in Egypt. I am going to guess South Africa.
No.
What is it?
Nigeria.
Nigeria. Okay.
Which they're not by any means the largest in size, but they.
Population?
I think it's it might be higher now. It's something like 138 million people.
Wow, I had no idea.
It's one of the most populous in the world, actually.
Nigeria.
Okay, anyway, there
Okay,
you go. I
there
just
you
know that because I'm fascinated with Nigeria and I want to go there someday.
Nice.
Okay. Pink.
Pink, entertainment.
Who won a Best Supporting Actress Oscar for the 1962 movie Miracle Worker?
Supporting actress.
Supporting Actress Oscar for the 1962 movie Miracle Worker. Do you know that movie?
Uh-huh.
I actually know that movie, but I don't know their names in it.
It's about Helen Keller's
Yes,
teacher,
uh-huh.
Ann Sullivan.
Is the teacher?
The
Yeah, I
teacher.
think. Yeah.
And who won the supporting
Yeah.
actress? I'm trying to remember who actually won the Academy Award.
Actually won the Best Supporting Oscar. Yeah,
I don't
in
remember who was in
1962.
it. I'm going to say, I have no idea, Sally Field.
Patty Duke.
Patty Duke. That's the same person in my head. Sally Field and Patty
So did
Duke are the
she-
same people in
Did
my
Patty
mind.
Duke play Helen Keller?
No, I played, yeah, Helen
Okay,
Keller. Yeah,
all
pretty
right,
sure.
so yeah, it
That's
was
who I
Patty
was
Duke.
going for. I just,
Okay.
yeah.
Yes. All right. Yellow.
Sally Field she was Gidget, and Patty Duke was in the Patty Duke. Never mind. Go ahead. Yeah, history. Sorry.
Okay. What state did Bobby Kennedy represent as U.S. Senator?
Bobby Kennedy. Well, I'm gonna say state of, probably wrong, Massachusetts.
New York.
New York. All right. Yeah. I'm over.
All right. Brown.
Brown, art and literature.
What group was Time's Man of the Year for 1967? So a group that was Time's Man of the Year for 1967.
What group? Art and literature. Times Man of the Year.
Yeah, like Times Magazine. What group was Time's Man of the Year for 1967?
Wow. I will say the United Nations. I have no idea.
Literally never heard of this before. The under 25 generation?
Okay. Just people under 25. Yeah,
Wait,
Time Magazine mailed it in that year is what
is
you're
that
telling me.
really what that actually means? I thought it was like the name of some band or something.
No, 1967? Yeah, it'd be the under 25s who were...
Okay. Maybe it was because of all those under 25s working in NASA.
I don't think so. I think it's they were all protesting for
All right.
change. And so
Okay, green.
green, science and nature.
What is the diamond anniversary?
Diamond.
Yep.
Diamond, all of them. If you want to stay married. Diamond is 75.
60th.
That's wrong.
Apparently at the time, that's what it was. Orange.
Orange, sports and leisure.
What sport might you tic-tac or walk the dog in? What sport might you tic-tac or walk the dog in?
My answer, it doesn't feel like a sport. But they're so weird about this. I'm gonna go yo-yo, JoJo. You walk the skip rope, walk
It's skateboarding.
skateboarding. Oh, I'll call that a sport.
Tic-tac or walk the dog
Okay.
are apparently skateboarding
Well, you're no
moves.
good to me. That was awful.
Wow.
Over. Yeah, if you got all
Well,
6 right, wow, way to go. I got 0.
I mean, you got all 6, just not right.
Too soon. Too soon. Evil
Well.
laugh, too.
Yeah.
All right, let's do a little sermon.
Remix.
Right? If you don't have grace, if you've not received grace, if you've not said yes to the amazing grace of God and come to that point where you're like, there's no way I can live on this earth and certainly not for eternity with God in his kingdom without your grace, God, I yield to you and I accept Jesus as my Lord and Savior. What we're saying there is I am desperate for your grace. There is no other hope for me. If you don't have his grace, you're not going to share his grace. We can't share what we don't have. So if we don't have grace, well, then all we're left is with this judgment. We're still living under that judgment. Therefore, we continually put that judgment on other people. We keep judging them. You do something wrong, well, I'm going to punish you. Well, that's what we're living under. You can't give what you don't have. You also won't give what you don't value. So maybe here's the deal. Maybe there was a moment for you where you're like, yes, oh God, your grace, yes. This is exactly what I need. And you were heartbroken and you said yes to Jesus and you were living by his grace and you're a recipient of his grace. And then over time, you began to drift away from his grace and became self-reliant. Maybe thinking that you were something that you're not. And we abandon his grace and we don't value it anymore. And we think maybe we've progressed beyond grace. That's a real special kind of arrogance, a horrible kind of arrogance, to have tasted grace and to have received it, but then to have abandoned it and moved on from it, to deny grace to others. If we don't value it, if we don't treasure it, if we're not desperate for it and living by God's grace, we won't give it to anyone else. And we also won't give what we don't understand. Like maybe you're just having a hard time like going, well, okay, grace, okay, but I don't understand how that works. I mean, how can I protect myself from being taken advantage of? How can I guard my heart and not allow anything bad to happen to me? Or how can I make sure this life is exactly what I want it to be if I'm not judging others and keeping them at arm's distance and carrying out these punitive aspects of judging them by denying love to them relationally? I don't understand. Well, the key, I'm going to give it to you right now, is it's called dying to self. And it's brutal, but it's wonderful.
Yeah. That whole grace is greater than judgment. I loved that reminder and that truth because I think it's easy to like live like it isn't. And you know the people, like this is what I loved when you were like going through those points, like how you aren't going to give what you don't have or give what you don't value or give what you don't understand when it comes to grace. Like, those people who live with this like awareness and value of the grace they've received from God, and they're like the most gracious and graceful people to be around.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
They're so kind and generous and compassionate, and that's
Yes.
wonderful.
Yeah. It's true.
I want to be like them.
I know, me too.
I know.
Yep.
And yeah, I think God offers that to us so
Yep.
we can.
He lets us like have grace just flow out of us to other people.
Yes.
And it's greater than any judgment.
Don't abandon grace. Continue in on it. This is a day. It's a great day for grace.
Yeah.
Receive it, give it, and we'll catch you tomorrow.